Hello everyone, we'll continue with the quality control in blood bank topic. This is the fourth part. So it deals with quality monitoring test. There is a list of some tests where we have seen some of the tests with the previous parts also. That is, we have finished with the test with respect to ABO test, ABO grouping, RH typing along with the DU as well as AHG test. What quality measures has to be followed for those tests. Along with that, here is a list of some more tests where we need to continue with the quality assurance for these tests also. That is quality control of vein puncture, how to do, volume of blood collected, pH, PCV, the counts, factor rate, coagulation activity, macroscopic inspection and sterility testing, adverse effects, feedback and corrective action. First one, quality control with respect to venipuncture. So if we are a well-trained phlebotomist, our venipuncture will be clean, smooth and untraumatized. See that we'll be obtaining the free flow of the blood, and when we are collecting the 450 ml of bag of blood, we need to complete our procedure. The bleeding procedure has to be completed within 15 minutes. pH should be obtained by using the pH meter. PCV should be obtained by the microhematocrit method by using this microhematocrit centrifuge. The counts also should be performed by the recognized methods and expressed as total cells per unit. Factor rate coagulation activity is also determined by using the recommended method. Volume of blood collected. So what volume of blood we need to collect? The volume of blood should be proportionate to the volume of the anticoagulant present in the bag. So we know that the anticoagulant to blood ratio should be 1.4:10. That means for every 10 ml of the blood, 1.4 ml of the anticoagulant should be present. So anticoagulant can be of any types, CPD, CPDA and so on. So we need to know how to do the conversion of volume of blood to the weight of the blood, because we have seen while collecting the blood from the donor, we are going to place the blood units, that is the blood bags, over the measuring scale. So we are not noting the volume of blood, instead we are measuring the weight of the blood. So what is the relation between volume to weight should be known. So volume to weight conversion takes place with the help of a factor called as 1.05. So this particular factor helps in conversion of volume of blood to weight of blood. So it is given as 1 ml of blood is equal to 1.05 gram of blood. So very important, you have to keep in mind 1 ml of blood is always equal to 1.05 gram of blood. It is not equal to 1 gram itself. So if you draw 300 ml blood, so it is not equal to 300 gram, instead it will be more than 300 grams of blood. So by knowing this relation between the volume of blood to weight, we can know, or we can calculate what will be the total weight of the blood bag. So that will be given as volume of blood into 1.05, the converting factor, plus weight of the empty bag. So see that before filling up the blood bags with the blood, see, we need to know the weight of the empty bag also. Macroscopic inspections has to be done. That means we have to check for the appearance of the blood units and its components. See that before processing as well as before issue of blood or blood components, we have to check for the appearance. For example, sometimes the hemolysis might be present, you have to check it. Then only release the blood. Sterility testing, it also should be done by the standardized methods. Sterility testing is done by the culturing of blood samples. The blood samples are obtained from the blood units from the tubings. The segments, whatever we have done in the tubings, those segments are cut open and the blood samples are collected, and those blood samples will be sent to the microbiology lab for culture. So culturing can be done on the culture plates at different temperatures at 4 degree, 22 degree as well as at 37 degree centigrade. So why we do this sterility testing is to detect the presence of bacteria, whether it has been present as a contaminant during the process of its presence in the blood bank. Adverse effects, we need to document all the adverse effects of the transfusion reactions with respect to the transfusion of blood or blood components. Investigate the transfusion reaction and the respective measures has to be taken to overcome the transfusion reactions. Feedback, it is also one of the important criteria where we need to obtain the feedbacks from the clinical staff. So this acts as a very important tool for monitoring the quality of our performance. Corrective actions, that is, we need to take the corrective actions for any blood components if at all they are not within the limits. So blood components, we have seen the criterias, the parameters, if they are not satisfying, the corrective measures has to be taken. So check the procedure first while preparing the components, whether it is prepared in a proper form, all the steps are followed properly or not, or you can have a check over the instrument whichever we are making use. For example, refrigerated centrifuge, check for its speed, RPM, time and storage temperatures. And another method is you can duplicate the quality control testing. That means 2 times over the same sample we can do. Once can be done by one technician, second time can be done by another technician. So these are some of the quality measures or quality checks we can follow to bring about the corrective actions. Thank you.